client just told me a great piece of advice. He said his grandfather used to tell him, every day is a great day, some days are greater than others. Today is my really great day, and I'll tell you why. Anthony Kiedis is one of those singers from a band, Red Hot Chili Peppers, that I grew up with, from listening to K-Rock here in LA, and just a band I just loved. I grew up listening to it. I love the energy. I love the positive vibes of the music. I snowboarded to it. I rode to it. It was just, I don't know, it kept me just in a real positive stance. The fact that he owned this bike, he let me borrow this bike before he put it up for auction. He let me put my leg over this aluminum beast. I can't even tell you, it's just phenomenal for me. The bike itself is, needless to say, from head to toe, a billet masterpiece. I'm talking one gigantic bit of aluminum just cut into all these beautiful pieces to make this one just overwhelmingly crazy looking bike. It looks like something from a movie, right? It's called a P51 Fighter Combat Series. It's number 22 of 31 made. It was about $125,000 new, so clearly not something for the masses. The best thing about it is it's 145 horsepower, but 170 pounds of torque. That torque starts hitting it at, I want to say it's like 2,000 RPM. So carbon fiber wheels, all this aluminum, everything else. Let's see what this thing can do. I'm so excited about today. Anthony, I don't know if you watch this. I can't thank you enough for the honor, the privilege of letting me give this thing a spin. It means a lot, man. It really does. And kind of an emotional moment, so pardon me for tearing up a little bit. Anyway, let's do this. Let's take it for a spin.
Oh my god. This bike vibrates like I've never seen or never felt, I should say.
It makes me laugh. My bike is just crazy.
It's nuts, isn't it?
I just start laughing.
I'm from the future. Oh my gosh, this bike vibrates so much. Like, I can't even get over this. Nathan gave me a hard time for using the word smooth too much. I won't be using that one today. Oh, this is funny. Oh, I sound like a little kid. I'm already giddy. I've only gone 2 blocks. Love the one single gauge. It's so cool. Moto Gadget. I see their name on more and more stuff lately. Off we go, boys. Do. This is really a fun ride. I can already feel the heat coming off, and I just started my ride, so that's interesting, but we'll see how that feels later. Thankfully it's still kind of cold and a little foggy. Oh, red light. Definitely a raw kind of horsepower or torque than you're used to. It just really pulls, and then the vibration kind of like just makes you even feel it more. It's just insane. Not terribly comfortable, but who cares? Look at the way the forks go up and down on every bump. It's really neat. Seeing the suspension kind of dip as you hit the brake. Special thank you to my friend Mark Whitney for painting my new helmet. This new Arrive fits me way better. That's pretty cool. That's my friend Bryce over there. What are you doing?
What's up, man?
Hey, I like your ride.
The MG and the brakes fluid is gone.
Looks fast. My buddy Rice from the airport. I like this bike, I really do. You can know you're just riding something different and something special. Alright, time to hit PCH. I felt that bump, that's for sure. Alright. Definitely a different kind of feel, that's for sure, as far as suspension goes. It's I'm pushing a little more than I'm used to. Cool sound though. There go my boys. I'm gonna keep up with you on this thing. Alright, I take back my last comment. I think it is a little smoother than I thought it'd be. Definitely vibrates a lot, but I think that's pretty typical of these pushrod S&S motors. She most certainly gets out of her own way. She's got plenty of power. Just gotta gauge how wide the handlebars are if we're cutting traffic. I'm coming, boys! It's not as uncomfortable as I thought it was initially. It's I keep putting my legs out because people keep warning me how hot she runs, but when she's flowing and we're flying on by the ocean, it's not so bad. I love the way you give it throttle and you can just see the forks moving up and down. It's really neat, if you want to call it forks. Not sure how long I could ride though before my fingers would just go numb. Although so far so good. It turns pretty easy. It's a little counter steering and it reacts really well. The carbon fiber wheels are definitely a big help to that. Golly, the torque is fun. No matter where you're at, no matter what RPM, no matter what gear, it just pulls. Clutch is an easy pull. It doesn't hurt your hand too much, which is nice. I was worried about that. It takes off super smooth for a dry clutch too. Super easy, I should say.
You can ride, bro.
That's a that was funny.
That thing's cool.
Crazy looking, huh?
I can ride.
It's alright. Very vibraty. if that's a word.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's cool.
All right, today was a ride to remember. Taking out a P51 Confederate is something that not everyone gets to experience. I can't tell you how thankful I am to Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers for letting me borrow this bike. Put about 70 miles on it. I will tell you this, if you're looking for a bike for fuel economy, look elsewhere. Nathan was with me, he's behind the camera there, and we ran out of gas at about 65 miles, right Nathan?
Something like that.
Something like that. Second to that, we made the wise decision of having him in a chase vehicle of a KTM 200, and this thing's about, how many times the size?
22, so 11, 10 and a half. 11.
10 and a half, 11 times the size. So every once in a while I look back going, wonder where Nathan is to take the next picture, and I was gone. So it definitely has a torque. I'll tell you, beyond anything else, if you want attention, I have never seen a bike draw a crowd like this one. Everywhere we went, people grabbed around it. There must be, I can't even tell you how many phones have shots of this one today. So it's fun for the attention factor. It handles a lot better than you think. You got to push a little more. I was like digging my knee into a little bit more to get it to kind of corner, but ultimately it's great. Little rotors in the front, but they're double on both sides. You touch the rear a little bit to settle the chassis, fine. The only thing I didn't really like is it kind of rides like a rigid frame Harley. You hit a bump, it's very, very solid and kind of hits you. I think that could be dialed in a little bit more. The bike only had about 107 miles on it when we started. And so I think just some tweaking and some adjusting, I think you can get through that. Maybe it's a little bit more lubrication of some of the joints, but ultimately super fun. Has a really nice tone to it. Every time you just hit that torque, it hits at 2,000 RPM. So super low, as soon as you hit the throttle, you can just feel it yank you. Watching the telemetry of the suspension when you're going through bumps, it's super appealing. Everywhere you go, you get thumbs up. Everywhere we stop, you get pictures. I don't know, I have absolutely zero complaints. However, I will say the right side's head right side of the head of the motor kind of protrudes out to the right, to the side a little bit. If you feel inclined to put your leg in like you do on a sport bike, yeah, you're gonna regret that. That sucks. It burns up the inside. I've got Kevlar jeans on today. It still feels like it cooked through me a little bit. Dry clutch works incredibly well. I was surprised by that. I was waiting for a really hard lever with such a small reservoir, but I gotta tell you, it was really quite easy to use. Didn't give me any kind of hand cramps. Took off from the light, not a grabby clutch whatsoever. Ultimately, all in all, everything functions just like it should. A little bit of tweaking, a little bit of adjusting from being such a low mileage bike. But that's about it. It was super fun. Again, Anthony, thank you so much. It was, what a blast. Thank you for letting me borrow your bike. And I hope it does well on the auction next week. So thank you. And if it doesn't, I think I might need this one, Nathan. You hear that before?
Yeah, I think I've heard that one.
Thanks again, guys. Thank you. See you next time.